All right. I'm like, do I really tell him? He said he's not going to stop me. I told you my father is God. We had quite a candid conversation last night. He's very disappointed with his creation, that is mankind and his mate. You are of the mindset that everything you do is acceptable in his sight, and everything that you do, he will tolerate and put up with. You say in Jesus' name, everything you do is acceptable. And I'm the first to tell you, no, it's not. I'm his son. My father tells stories. He's the architect of creation. He doesn't lie. He doesn't have to, because we lie to ourselves. You lie about the fact of what Jesus would put up with when you call yourself a neo-Nazi or a KKK or anything of that nature, because Jesus never did once teach about death and destruction. But you do it. You have killed little girls in churches and whatnot. You have enslaved entire populations of people, races of people. You have taken their lands. You have done everything under the sun that is pretty much demonic. And you have convinced yourself that you were entitled to do so because they were, for lack of a better word, savages. You dehumanized them so that you could actually do what you wanted to do, which is demonic. And rather than admit to that, rather than own up to that, you want to continue the narrative that you are good and kind people. This is who you are. You don't get to get out of this shit. It's who you are. And just because you're sitting there challenging spirits and more and telling yourself now that the narrative is this, that you signed up to experience something as an aspect of God because God did not know what that would feel like, then you really are sick and twisted. You might as well say you were certifiably insane. You woke me up, what, to point out the obvious to you. That you are certifiably insane. That you are going to a higher, loftier goal of enlightenment. When you are so dumb and stupid, it's not even funny. You have demonized everything under the sun, including that which you say is your religion, and at the same time, you can't protect your kids from sexual predators in any aspect of your being. How lofty a goal are you working to achieve? And when you get there, in self-discovery, knowing that you did that, what are you going to say? To Christ, much less his God. The one, you say you subscribe to. Because see, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if you are a priest or a bishop or a minister in any kind of church that is supposed to be Christ-based. You have committed a grievous sin as you turned a blind eye and a deaf ear and kept sitting there saying, well, all is forgiven. To what point? At what point did you draw a line in the sand that was never supposed to be crossed? And why did you try and find out where that line was never to be breached, but at the same time breached it anyway? Why is Finding Neverland, front page news, just like, what happened with R. Kelly and anything else of that nature? Don't tell me that these people were exonerated because somebody got paid off and the parents were witness to the fact that they kids pretty much were sold into sexual slavery, if there's any truth to any of that story. And the people who still are dependent upon those royalties because they don't have that kind of clout in the family with their loved one now departed, still want to make those royalties. They want to get those checks. And if you sit there and say, well, I ain't going to buy the music, then there is no royalties and there is no checks. Like I told you, my father don't have to lie because you lie all the time. All you got to do is play you. And he has. I told you the dreams last night were not cute. Any way, shape, or form. I was like, this is really fucked up. And I don't know what I can do other than deliver on that which I promised to those who actually did do the work and didn't succumb to temptation. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thou art the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. I'm not my Father, I'm His Son. I will not betray Him, but I will betray you. Meaning that I can tell you I like you. And I do, on some level. But if you think for 1 second that you, who cannot even admit to the fact that you have a blue line that actually does kill people, which basically, I mean, you are covering up murder. And you say, I'm not going to prosecute that as, you know, Attorney General of the state of California or of your local governments or even the federal government and more. I don't care where you are in the world. Then why am I looking out for you? Because a crime was committed. And you actually have established that these people are above the law. And I'm like, why are they above the law? And at the same time, why would you sit there and say that you're covered by my blood, which you already knew was a crime, and I had done nothing wrong? But at the same time, as far as you're concerned, it was a get out of jail free card for you. Because see, that's how we see it in spirit. That's why you sit there and say, I'm doing good works as psychics and more, as you sit there lamenting about your own grievous losses, as if somebody should care. I told you my father was moving souls. Souls that you actually will never see again. And you don't know about that because you only asked for the good news. The good news was they're free of you. The bad news is you will never see them again. Now, how does that change? I don't know. My father said I have powers that I don't even know I have because I can ask. I told you, you can't operate me. You're going to try. But you already see that this world is under siege in more ways than one. From the bees dying off, to animals washing up on the seashores, to the forest being consumed, and to you losing your loved ones left and right. All I said was, help us, Father, we need you. He said, I have a plan. Do you trust me? Yeah, you God. I trust you over there. There is not one TV show that I cannot watch and see something but my father has had a hand in it, because it's all creative. You're inspired by your dreams. You're inspired by your ideas. All you're going to do is plant a seed, and you'll run with it, especially if it pays you. I'm telling you, you are so easily played, it's not even funny. And you still think you're God. Not a problem. We're going to see just how much of a God you are as we now lay waste to everything that you love and adore. Why? Because we can. And we really don't care about the devil. The devil was easy pickings. You, even more so. So, I dreamt about my brother. Got a phone call. The angels are marching forward against that which is humanity, as I know it. I'm to be borrowed out of my contract, as I know it. And you, well, you'll know it, as I know it, as you find yourself losing left and right, everything. Because it's been raining here since yesterday evening, and the heavens are weeping, and the little gnats are flying around, bothersome, but they ain't really them. They're not in my face. They're just floating around here because they're trying to stay out of the rain. You know, they don't like getting their wings wet. It's like a butterfly. You rub shit off, they can't fly. Two people I can't stand are in this house. Third is on his way. It's really quite interesting. But what am I supposed to do? At one point in time, I might would have given them the benefit of the doubt. Now I really just don't care. I sit back and I just look at them. And I wonder why. This one guy rubs this other guy the wrong way. And he doesn't see the fact that he does that because the guy won't come in the room. So on one hand, that's a good thing because I don't like that other guy either. But I can't stand being around him. But he came out of the room because he had to eat. And I did tell him there's no eating in the room because that's part of the house rules. So he came out to eat. But like I said, his energy, I feel it all the time. It's toxic. You don't know what my gifts are. Like I said, I can smile on your face. I can say something nice. You wouldn't know. Because your gifts are limited. All gifts are limited because all gifts come from God as his son. If my father wants me to know something, I will know it. I might not agree with how he goes about doing it, but I'm not going to stop him from doing it. Because he comes first, and I tried to teach you that. You seek him first, and you do everything he asks, and everything else he will add up to it. But you don't want to do that. Yeah, you're going to try and force his hand. First off, he ain't got a hand. Unless it's yours that he uses against you. And like my hand is right here on my neck. Or maybe you're just smoking a cigarette, which is cancer. You're the ones that don't know what your dreams mean. You're the ones who don't know how your gifts work, and you're the ones who seem to have access to a limited database. Whereas for me, he restored a multitude of thoughts for me to look at. That include a previous lifetime. Or previous lifetimes. No big deal. This shirt is so fucked up only because I put bleach on it. Splattered it. It was in the washing machine. I just poured the bleach. Not thinking, but fill it up first. Make sure the machine is going. Then add the bleach. A little pocket. I didn't do that. I've done that since with other t-shirts, but this one, it's hot in that house. Only because it's been hot here. We haven't breached 70-degree weather yet, at least not in this neck of the woods. We had thunder and lightning, we had all that shit. And like I said, I'm sitting here watching the rain, and I've always liked the rain. I always thought it was a cleansing force. Although sometimes it also is one. Like in my dream last night, where I was in a pool of water, and it was salty down like tears. And I knew what my father was telling me in that moment. And I felt bad because I could not deliver something that he wanted. And he said, you delivered yourself. And the rest, who've done all the work they were supposed to do, will hear the word and they will follow, even as others fall by the wayside. We're not going to worry about that, because in a free world society, which the collective consciousness of man is, you either know what you know or you don't. And you're either proven right or you're proven wrong. Either way it goes, that shit is on you. You will not blame Christ and you will not blame God. You will blame yourself and the devil that you submitted to. Because the devil is ignorance. And that's what you want to subscribe to. So, for lack of a better way to put it, let's put it this way, as I always like to say. You have a nice day.